Yo, what's up guys, with Double Assassin 13 again, and this is probably gonna be the last vid of the garage tours, cause at first I was thinking about doing the next three garages separately, but since they're all pretty much the same theme, I'm gonna do them all at once. And some of you might have guessed it since it's one of my favorite movies, but Fast and the Furious cars. I've made a couple, and I think they turned out pretty good, but I'm not too sure. So yeah, let's start off with Brian's Mitsubishi Eclipse, the Penumbra, really cool car. Then we have Dominic Toretto's Mazda RX-7 from the first movie. Then we have Dominic's Charger from the first movie. That's really one of my favorite cars of all time. But we'll get to that shit later. What? Little sneaky preview. Then we have Brian's Supra that he used in the first movie. Unfortunately, the roof is not detachable like it is in the movie. Otherwise, the target top would have been pretty cool to use. Then we have the Skyline that Brian used for a little bit in the first movie during the first race. Still one of my favorite cars of all time, but I'm more of a muscle car kind of guy. Then we have the Mitsubishi Lancer that they used during the operations for Verona to get his drugs and everything and his cash. Then it's instantly on to the third movie, to Tokyo Drift, because this one is Sean's. I think it's he used an Impala. I'm not all too sure what he used exactly in the movie, but I think it's pretty close as a representation. Then we have Hans RX-7, fully tuned up. Then we have Sean's Mitsubishi Lancer. I think it looks epic. And then we have the Ford Mustang for the last scene of the movie. Ah, man, I really love these cars. Let's get on to garage number dos. And I'll try not to give a sneak peek, but that didn't happen. Let me just move it up, move it up, move it up. Stupid ball. There we have, from the fourth movie, the Buick Grand National GNX that Dominic uses in the Dominican Republic for the oil tanker. Then we have his first version of the Chevy Chevelle when he is still, I think it's in Mexico or still in um, Dominican Republic, where he's driving through the desert. And then we have the second version, which he's painted over to using the Braga race to get selected. Then we also have Brian's Skyline that he uses for Braga's race. Pretty cool car. Then it's on instantly to the fifth movie. This is the police charger that they use during the bank or the vault scene. Then we have the Porsche 911 GT. I think it's a 2 in the movie that they got from the one street racer. Then we have the Ford Escort from the sixth movie. which is also a really dope car to drive with. Then we have the Charger Daytona. Beautiful. Which he uses in the street race against Liddy. Then we have the final scene of the sixth movie, where Brian as his car sitting on the driveway in the last scene. Then from the seventh movie, we have Dominic's and Letty's scooter. Yeah. Onto the last and final garage. Come on, load you stupid shit. And this is where it gets a little bit of a decoyish, because I got a couple of LGs sitting down here that I wanted to upgrade, but never got the chance to it. Alright, so this is the first Plymouth Roadrunner that Dominic has during the funeral of Han, where he chases Shaw. Then we have the white Supra from Brian, completely at the end of the sixth movie, which no, seventh movie, sorry, seventh movie, which I really loved. Then from the last movie, oh man, this one is so dope. This is the Impala that, or should represent the Impala that Dominic has on Cuba. Then we have here the, I think it's a Chevy Bel Air or Chevy Tri-Power that the street racer from Cuba has. And then Dominic's busted up um, roadster car, whatever you wanna call it, that it drives backwards. And then the final, I've tried to make this car as close as I could, but just because of the shape, it already reminds me of the Plymouth Roadrunner. That he uses the GTX Roadrunner. Just listen to the sound of that car. That he uses during the eighth movie when they're driving all the way through New York, which is a really cool car. And I'm just gonna rev the engine because the sound of this engine. Let's get into a little bit more of a lit spot. Let's get a couple of flares in here. I don't have any flares. Don't have to do it with gas. Just give it a little bit of a backdrop. But just listen to the engine. And then the wheelie that you can pull with this car. Oh, that's dope. Alright guys, this was Devil Assassin. Etcha, bye. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Later!